Mars, pick up.
What's up, man?
Mars, have you seen the new Thor movie? Thor is jacked.
Of course I've seen Thor. I'm actually watching Limitless, his new show on Disney Plus. Hemsy's definitely my Mel Hall pass.
Same. I shouldn't even be eating this. But how do you think we get that huge?
The diet, bro. It's gotta be the diet.
I heard he was eating 5,000 calories in a day.
And he fasts for 4. He also shocks his body with hot and cold.
He's got a training app with workouts.
And nutrition tips, bro. We should live like Chris Hemsworth for 24 hours.
Way ahead of you, Mars. Roll the footage. Welcome to the Chris Hemsworth Shrine, ladies and
Don't make it
gentlemen.
weird.
For the next 24 hours, we are going to be living the life of the God of Thunder, starting with a number of things based off of his new TV show, Limitless.
Limitless is a show on Disney Plus where Chris breaks down how to live a longer, healthier life. So there's 5 different topics that we're gonna break down within that show. There's memory, stress-proof, shock, strength, and fasting. Speaking of fasting, I've already been fasting so far today. He went 4 days on the show, so we'll see how far I can get.
Is that what you're gonna do?
We'll see.
If you guys wanna see us fast for 4 days, leave a comment down below, but we are gonna jump first and foremost into our bread and butter strength. What are you complaining about right now?
I'm so hungry, bro. I'm coming up on 17 hours of fasting. It's a struggle.
Well, I'm coming up on 1 hour of fasting.
Oh, yeah,
It's
okay.
getting difficult.
Talk to me.
We're on the gain
16
train,
hours.
right?
Exactly.
Getting 5,000 calories in today, let's go.
So before we get into the strength session, we actually got to get on the phone with the guy,
This is the guy.
responsible for the physique of Chris Hemi.
I've actually been Chris's personal trainer. I think I'm going on 11 years now. I've done like 17 films with him, from starving him for In the Heart of the Sea, having him on like 500 calories a day, intermittent fasting, him being the angriest person you've ever seen. Then like bulking him up for Thor, eating, like 4,000 to 4,500 calories a day, 10 meals a day.
Yeah, so we saw this workout that he was doing on his Instagram, and it had just a barbell, and you basically go through, I think it was 7 different movements.
One piece of equipment, 10 reps, each exercise, all continuous. Here we go. 1.
A workout like that, for example, is something that he wouldn't typically, we typically do for Thor. But that was more like when we go through transition of training different. Chris is always trying new things. I didn't program that. He did that himself. He's like, oh, try this, and trying to get through without dropping the bar.
No dropping the bar.
Yeah, no dropping the bar, bro. We didn't do that.
Okay, so Chris talks about strength training a lot. He has also put out an app called Center. This is from his Instagram, it's not from the app. 10 rounds, 10 bicep curls, 10 overhead press, 10 tricep extensions, 10 squats, 10 lunges each leg, 10 bent over rows, 10 standing twists. So you're basically doing 100 of each one of those movements.
That's how he gets those arms and that physique.
Yeah, that's why he gets so handsome.
And I don't know if we failed to mention this. This is all done with an empty barbell, 45-pound barbell.
Let's do this.
On paper, you're thinking a 45-pound barbell, that can't be too hard, but when you start adding up all the reps, that's gonna be 100 reps of everything. So this isn't for the faint of heart. It's gonna probably be easy first round, but once you start getting into the accumulation of all these reps, it really starts getting really challenging. And you start getting that Thor pump, right?
That pump, yeah.
Oh boy, I'm about to puke.
All 3 of us had different areas where we struggled. Billy, after the fact, told me that his legs were really sore. My arms were on fire.
Well, the lunges for me, so you're doing like a suitcase lunge and you're kind of pumping each leg at a time. It was really hard to go from push press straight into tricep extension.
Yeah, that shoulder press into the tricep extension is where I definitely had the biggest struggle.
Starting around 8. We're almost 20 minutes in. Actually, I had a pace.
Looking like Thor.
Short out.
Let's go, guys, come on. Weight training and physical fitness is one of the biggest factors that you can do to fight aging. So in the show specifically, he talked about how the mitochondria, which is the powerhouse of the cell.
Yeah,
if you took any biology class,
I went to
that's what you
science.
learn.
Yeah.
Okay, so as you age, those start to die down a little bit. When you exercise and you flex your muscles and you strain them, you basically overhaul those mitochondria. And especially when you do a zone 2 training, that is specifically targeting that mitochondria and then building that up to build up your lactate threshold over time, which has an incredible impact on longevity. Woo! Oh man, that was a doozy. My time was 28:15. Always remember to scale for life. We want you guys to be encouraged and excited to go to the gym. If you're feeling beat up or you get injuries, scale back and do something that's appropriate for you.
33:58. That's a lot of reps. Shout out to Chris.
Hey, seen you struggle with that barbell. You know what it reminded me of?
What's that?
That one time you were trying to do the snatches.
Oh, when I was trying to snatch it, it was
trying to
just
snatch
going.
it, just could not
It was
get
going
it.
wonderful. Roll
It was
the
just like-
footage.
Dear Santa, all I want for Christmas is a PR on my snatch. Thanks.
Oh my God, Santa! You're here! Oh my gosh!
We've both been waiting so long for you. I need to know if that's shoes. I knew I just needed a little bit more on my heel.
No, Mars.
Lifting belt. Could it be possibly a lifting belt? Because I've been using a Velcro one and I've seen the guys on the shows do the one with the leather.
Not that.
It's got to be thumb tape.
No.
Knee sleeves. I have terrible knees. They creak and they crack.
Just open the present.
Oh, okay, Santa, look at you, my guy. I'm gonna PR every lift, man.
Let's go! WOD. Give the gift of gains this season. Oh yeah, there it is.
Give me a little bit.
Oh yeah, that's a good one right
Okay,
there.
so let's be honest. Does your ass hurt in that sleigh? Okay, so when we're talking about the naughty list, is there any girls on there?
Santa doesn't stretch and tell.
You go back up right there. Okay, I'm gonna match your move. Yep, no. You ever get stuck in chimneys?
Oh no, I'm pretty mobile.
Yeah, dude, how you feeling? How's your fast?
Oh man, I'm hungry. I'm coming up. I'm almost at a full 24 hours, to be honest.
Yeah?
I mean, in like 3 hours, it'll be 24 hours since I've eaten anything.
What's the benefits of fasting?
Well, there's two different benefits, really. Like, it kills off of all of your zombie cells, which is basically like all the things that produce aging and hair loss, while simultaneously regenerating your good cells.
So are you getting more hair right now?
I sure hope so, man.
So when you can kind of restrict those cells, the zombie cells, they kind of die off while simultaneously you're regenerating the good cells in your body. So it's like a good 1-for-1. Like you're getting rid of the bad while you're putting into the good.
We should do this sometime. Like he does a 4-day fast in that show you're watching.
Yeah,
Are you doing 4
crazy.
days?
We'll see.
Leave a comment down below if you think we should do 4 days. I also would love to test our ketone levels at some point. Like there's a lot to say about a lot of benefits of doing a ketogenic diet, but I think because we train so much, we probably need a benefit of both some ketosis kind of diet and just a generic, like we need glycogen because we burn so much with the style of training we do. But if you're looking for overall wellness and health, ketosis is a good way to go. Back to the drawing board here. We've covered strength and we've covered fasting. We're going right into kind of a shock and stress proof at the same time.
Kind of your specialty.
This is my jam right now. So first off, we're gonna go to your place and we're gonna get into the sauna. Benefits of sauning. One, a 16% increase of your growth hormone when you do it correctly, according to Andrew Huberman. A ton of heat shock proteins which go into your body and they flush out your system and clean it out. HSPs is what I like to call those.
Okay.
And then also what we learned from the show is that there is a 50% reduction in deaths related to cardiovascular disease, and then a 60 to 65% reduction of that disease where you can't remember anything. Alzheimer's, that's the one. Yeah. Okay, so if those are diseases that you were worried about, or if you just want longevity, get in the sauna at about 187 degrees or more.
All right, so how long?
So this is what we learned from Andrew Huberman, who was recently on our friend Chris Williamson's Modern Wisdom podcast. Here's that clip.
The threshold you're trying to hit each week is at least, you can do more, but at least 11 minutes of uncomfortable but safe cold exposure per week total, and 57 minutes per week minimum
So
of
precise.
sauna. That's what they found.
All right, that all sounds nice, but what is Chris doing?
So according to the show, in the after credits scene, they say he's doing sauna like 3 times a week. So my
Okay.
assumption is he's
Doable.
probably doing that 57-minute range.
I think it's also just a good way to relieve stress, because like when you're in here, it's a different stress that is stress relieving. All right, so while we're on the topic of sauna, Whoop recently added sauna as an activity inside their app.
We've been asking for this for a while.
Because they've had cold and
yoga, and biking and cycling and box fitness and
ninja
functional
training.
fitness
So
and
now
ninja
if I
training.
scroll down into the S's, you're gonna see a nice little
sauna.
It's got a guy there. I'm gonna log this as an activity. So this will track our heart rate through this entire sauna session, and it'll give us our strain, so you can actually track that data, which is pretty cool.
Shout out to the most strained guy today on the Butter Gang. His name is Mons Dalen. He is a member, they have a streak of 69 days.
69.
Member since July of 2019. He's a platinum level 21. Shout out to you, Mons. Slide into my DMs on Instagram and we will hook you up with a brand new Whoop strap.
Use code PANCAKES if you want to save 15% to join the Butter Gang and to get yourself a Whoop. That concludes the Butter Gang we have.
Okay, to talk a little bit about stress proof. We always do stressful things. I'm always trying to like force Marston to jump out of an airplane. I find that like new life experiences tend to be the most stressful.
And on the show, Chris does a lot of stressful situations while trying to like maintain his heart rate and lower his heart rate actually. So it's being able to like have stress work with you instead of against you.
And anytime you do that, it's a growing experience. And the more stressful you can find your situation, I feel like the bigger the payoff when you stay calm.
Just for the
All right, now that we got out of the hot, let's get right into the cold.
All right, we got an ice cold plunge just set up right here. It's at a mere 46 degrees.
But
real convenient.
Your body is accustomed to this, right? You do this regularly?
I would say I'm better at it.
We're gonna go somewhere a little different.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we're gonna go, because what you wanna do when you get cold is to constantly change the temperature, the location.
Whoa,
I wanna increase
right here.
the stress.
This is right here right now.
Is it as close to
conveniently
you?
inconvenient.
I can't argue with the cold plunge, but let's go check out what I got in mine. Boom, here we are.
Gosh, man, why here? We had it. It was so convenient.
Check it out. Check out, there's snow over there.
See, here's the thing. I feel strong in my own element. This is way out of my element, man.
That's the purpose. Okay, so when you're doing cold plunges, sometimes you can become too adaptive. So I think you're over-adapted to the cold plunge.
That is some shit.
So I wanted to bring them out here to nature, because when we're talking about mental stuff later, they said to get disconnect from technology and get to nature. I'm doing that. This is for your mental health, bro.
I'm so disconnected. Let's go home now.
We could do an ice bath, no worries, like 4 or 5 minutes and just be like, but it's super hot where we live. It's another level when you're out in the elements, like in a cold lake or, you know, in a nice, it's crazy.
Come on, get cold, buddy. Let's go.
God, it's already cold. Show me how to go, Heber.
The cold plunge is a phenomenal tool, and I love that thing. I use it daily. But to push ourselves and make it a little bit more fun for you guys, I wanted us to suffer more. So like and subscribe, because we're doing this for you guys. I dragged my friends to one of the top 5 coldest things I've ever done, which is we climbed into the river up the road from my house, which is a snow runoff. Let's go, boys! Let's go!
It was the coldest water I've ever been in. The second I got in the water, everything was like numb and tingly, and it was just like mind over matter. I was thinking of Chris in my head. I was like, yeah, Chris did it. I could do it. I gotta, harness the Hemsworth.
And the benefits of that is it boosts your immunity. It has a huge psychological impact and releases a ton of endorphins, which helps fight depression. And for someone like myself, I have a little bit of seasonal depression. And so when I come to Salt Lake City and we have like a cloudy inversion or a cloudy winter, if I get into that thing, I notice a huge boost in my day, and I feel just way better overall and way more focused and fun.
Package. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. That is so much colder than anything I've ever gotten. And I'm so hungry.
You gotta learn to control that body, you know? I'm feeling real icy in these glasses. They're Black Friday special from Blenders.
Wow.
Shout out to them. If you're hungry, you ready to break that fast, bro?
Oh yeah, so ready.
Okay, I know just the guy, but first we gotta go to New York.
What?
Yeah, New York. Let's go. So once we got out of the cold plunge,
We flew to New York City to meet up with Chris Hemsworth's chef that's on his app Center. And basically, we were gonna break the fast with a big pile of flapjacks.
Jules, I brought you something.
What's up?
So I ordered these for you last week.
Oh, are they? That's the frame I love. Wait. Yep, it's confirmed. Still look fucking good. Yeah.
So I told these guys earlier, I got more drip than a leaky faucet.
Running on fumes today, guys. Dan Churchill slid into my DMs a couple months back, and I was immediately a huge fan. Not only because he's just a handsome mother effer. This guy is just super energetic, super fun. Make sure you go follow him on Instagram. He's the head of nutrition over there on Chris Hemsworth's app. He is a wealth of information, phenomenal chef, incredible athlete, and just an overall good dude. Look at this.
This is like New York City though, like you gotta be nimble, you know what I mean?
You big cricket guy?
I love sport, man.
I just like the sound of crickets in the summertime, in the evening, you know what I mean?
You guys wanna cook some pancakes?
Let's get it.
So, with any good pancake and even baking mix for that reason, it's all about combining your wet and your dry. When it comes to pancakes, it's actually all about the consistency. So I'm not gonna measure anything here. I've literally just put everything into a bowl and we're gonna create as we go based on our eyesight. Here we simply just have some all-purpose flour. All right, we're gonna whack in some baking powder, and for every cup, you probably want about a teaspoon.
That's a good whack.
Yeah.
Hey, you want to do the amazing salt, bro? Good pinch. Hang on a second. We're gonna flex this. And then into our wet one, nice clean crack. Okay, so you gotta turn it. See how you got it? Oh!
Oh, wow. Wow.
Oh, clean. Oh!
I know, same but chicken wing, man.
So we're gonna whisk it to a ribbon consistency. If you keep whisking, I'm gonna actually add in our fat, which in this case is extra virgin olive oil. At the same time, I'm gonna add in our maple syrup. Now, by doing it gradually, it helps to actually bring it all together more evenly.
Okay.
And it looks beautiful.
Yeah.
I'm like a proud dad right now. And then all we're gonna do with the back of this whisk, Heber, you're gonna create a little well for us, and that's where our liquid's gonna go into. We're gradually now add in our wet to our dry. Here we go. And now I'm gonna add in our milk to consistency. If you just got to make a simple sauce at home, grab yourself some frozen fruit, you whack it straight into a pot, you've got yourself a nice little syrup or sauce.
How's this consistency?
That's looking shit hot, I'll tell you that much.
I don't think I've heard that term.
Like,
This is the Matt
you gotta-
Fraser of whiskey.
Matt Fraser with.
Just a simple non-stick pan right here, no oil.
Okay.
All right, grab yourself something with a lipped edge like that, so it's easy to pour out your pancakes. And then pull away.
Do you wait for the bubbles to come to the top?
Yeah, you do. So what you're looking for is to make sure it can actually move about the pan quite freely. Yeah, and then give me a little flick. So we're gonna add a little more sugar to it for caramelization. So we can whisk in more maple, a little more milk, and now we're just gonna rinse and repeat. We're gonna edit in some amazing montage of pancake flipping.
Let's go.
Oh!
There we go.
It's all in the flip. Give some height. Quickly finish off our butterscotch sauce. Fat, we're gonna use extra virgin olive oil. We're gonna use a sugar, we're gonna use maple syrup, and then we're gonna use a creamer. Instead, we're gonna use coconut milk. Salty brings out the sweet, all right? We always remember that.
Oh, look how it looks.
Wow.
Like the purple cookie with
This is like the Mount Rushmore of pancakes right
It
here.
really is. Cheers.
Oh, wow.
Damn.
Okay.
Those are great. Very light, you know? I feel like I'm just walking my bags to TSA or something.
We've had some pancakes.
Oh, good. Not only is this guy a sexy wombat,
Yeah,
damn,
right?
he's a good cook.
Do you work with Center?
Yeah.
That means you work with Chris. Did you help him on his recent bulk up?
I spoke to Zocco about it, and he talked to me about. He did ask me a couple of questions on it, but that's all Zoc and Chris.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, oh, he's doing steroids. He does not do any steroids. He puts the work in. He eats correctly, and he what's to eat correctly, dude? He was having like 5,000 calories plus every single day for a very long period of time. These boys. Fun times. Big fan. Big fan.
Good.
You guys are welcome to the kitchen anytime.
Thank you, man.
You crushed it.
Thanks so much,
Yeah.
bro.
You guys can put your chef hats on. I'll hire you any day.
Let's go.
Alright?
Okay. All right, so our last one is memory. And to get into memory, we're gonna light this candle and meditate to Chris Hemsworth.
Look, I don't know about you, but this virtual life is exhausting. Zooming here and there and everywhere, and yet never actually going anywhere. Let's just mute it all for a minute, shall we?
There's this gene called APOE, and if you test for it, you can see if you're more likely or less likely to have Alzheimer's. And in the show, it turned out he actually had this gene, multiples of it, so he's like 10 times more likely to end up having Alzheimer's. And that's kind of why I think he got the motivation to do this show, because there's all these topics that he can tackle to kind of like force off that developing.
Within the app too, there's the three main pillars. Mindfulness, like the training side of it, the nutrition, but I think mindfulness gets overlooked a lot of the time. Like I think a lot of people think they want to get fit. Yep, you go in the gym, you smash yourself up. Oh, you know, that's how I'm going to get healthy. But there's a whole nother side to it. Me and Chris do this now too, our recovery now after we train. We'll just lie down, either play like a meditation or a breathing thing, even if it's just for 5 minutes, and just kind of be present and breathe and try and slow the body down. And I really think that goes a long way with recovery too. I think it's overlooked how much people just get in, smash a workout, and then, you know, they're on their way, protein shake, on with their day. But if you can take like 5 minutes to just settle your body down and focus on your breathing, I think that goes a long way with recovery.
So when it comes to memory, being isolated makes us 50% higher in developing dementia.
Living alone, does that worry you?
You know, I got a dog.
Walk the dog. Take a nap.
Disconnecting from technology and navigating in nature helps us grow and make more connections in the hippocampus, which helps fight off dementia.
Dance it out.
They were saying that dancing is a really good way to thwart off Alzheimer's. And so it's cognitive and physical, unless you're doing like, the same 4 steps like Jules always does. So this was one of my favorite lines or quotes from Chris. Eat and sleep well, challenge my mind and body with new experiences, and immerse myself in nature away from the distractions of modern life. And that's his way of keeping his mind active to thwart off Alzheimer's.
That's it. Wow. I feel better.
I feel great.
To conclude our experiment in a day in the life of Chris Hemsworth, we missed out on a few things, one of them being his star power.
Yeah, you know, the paparazzi, that's not something really got to worry about.
No hot chicks sliding in our DMs or anything like that.
Yet.
Yeah. Well, maybe after we get more Thor-like, let it happen.
You get shredded.
One big element about mental stuff that we didn't cover too greatly is sleep.
Sleep, yeah, that's where he gets a lot of, you know, your recovery with your muscles and everything like that. But speaking of sleep, Beam has a new flavor. It's called gingerbread.
What do you think?
I think it's their best flavor yet. It's
Really?
festive.
You said that about the apple pie.
I know, but now
You said that about salted caramel.
No, I didn't.
But this is the best?
This is the best.
White chocolate peppermint? Better than that?
Yeah, this is gingerbread.
Christmas time.
So we got a link for this now, right?
Yeah, link down below. And if you get this quick, I don't know how long the sale goes, but there's a 30. It's actually the biggest sale of the year. It's 50% off for a new subscription, and then like 20% off. Description. Read this. It's all right there. My biggest takeaway from looking at Mr. Hemsy is just his love for his family. Yeah, he created this whole show to dedicate being more present with his kids and with his wife and loving them more by being more physically present and doing that, kind of filling his own cup so he can fill others. It's a little bit how I saw that.
When we broke down all these different topics like stress and shock and fasting, and it was really interesting to see how he applies those to his own life so that he can live a longer, healthier life.
If you watch the show, it's really fascinating. They drown proof him, they shock him, they make him swim in really cold water, they make him climb a 100-foot rope climb. It's an impressive show. Also check out his app Center. It's really cool. It's got a lot in there.
People might think this is like Chris's app. This is going to be a hardcore, like muscle building, like Thor app. It's not that at all. Like there's yoga, there's Pilates, there's, you know, HIIT, there's low impact stuff. There's so much more in there on the training aspect. And then also with the nutrition, we look, you know, plant-based, keto, there's everything in there, what kind of diet you're looking for. We're trying to cover all kind of aspects. It's not just, you know, one size fits all with the app.
Shout out to the chef.
Shout out to Dan Churchill. You're my boy.
Yeah, thanks for letting us come crash your spot. Thanks for breaking my fast with cakes.
There you go. If you haven't yet, go get your Buttery Bros merch. Like and subscribe. Love you guys. Butter Gang, we out.